welcome home to our audience here.
Yes,
I want to let the viewers know that the dinner this evening will be hosted by Roy Wood Jr., amazing comedian.
And a rattler.
And a rattler, absolutely. And Sherry Shepard. And
Actually,
I see
there's
Roy
Roy right
Wood
there.
Jr.
Come here, Roy.
coming
Come here.
down, our
Come here.
first guest of the evening. So as Roy is
spoken
making his
into
way
existence.
to the stage, I want to let you all know he has a new show coming out on CNN. Have I Got News for You? He just taped his first comedy special, which I was privileged to be there live in person and see to a sold-out PAX audience. So give some love to this rattler
great.
coming in.
Navy.
He and Andrew are kind of dressed alike. Hello, my dear.
Hello. Have a seat.
Roy, we're so happy you're joining us.
Look good. I don't have my bow tie on.
Roy and I got the same color.
I see. Y'all are dressed alike. Angela said y'all are
I'll
twinning.
put it on sooner or later.
So what are we? Well, first of all, Roy, how you doing? We so happy to see you host a dinner.
I'm good. I'm just happy my voice survived last week because that was special, and then prepping for CNN and then doing all the media for that.
Yeah.
Watching the
That was
debate,
a ride.
responding to the debate. Yeah.
And the dog who eating the dog.
Yes.
But no, I'm just happy to be. You know how I get around like black folks and blackness, because I don't get it normally. Like it's not, I'm in like the mainstream world, and then you be at the Congressional Black Caucus. This is like, what did you say over text? This is like Professional Essence Fest.
Yeah, exactly.
We got all
Professional Essence.
We said black prom, nerd prom,
I'm going to call it political Wakanda, I feel like.
political.
Political
That's probably
Wakanda.
right.
Okay, I like that too.
That's probably
I
right.
like it.
I like that too.
it.
So do you change up? How do you alter your approach when going into an environment like this with people who are typically pretty serious about themselves, the world, life?
I feel like
How do you prepare?
I feel like the advantage I have at a black event is that they know me, and you kind of already know, my brand. You know I'm not going to say the all the way wrong thing,
Yeah.
but I ain't regal. I'm not going to be regal. I would argue, though, of everything that I've done this year, hosting that Juneteenth concert at the White House, that was the hardest. That was the hardest event, because the issue with an event like this is similar to Juneteenth. Like the White House Correspondents' Dinner, it's understood that I can say the wrong thing, and I'm supposed to say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Juneteenth and something like this, we are revering people who are fighting against very serious issues and going head-to-head against very heinous people. There are people in this room tonight who get death threats on a regular.
Yeah.
And for their work, we're going to, honor them.
That's right.
So the balance of joke and reverence, and we must also remember racism and the joke.
Yeah.
Like, that balance is more difficult to maintain in an all-black place, because black people will hold you accountable in real time if you went too far, one way or the other. So
I was telling the girls yesterday about a story with a well-known person we know here who was in my city, Tallahassee, and we're sitting next to each other on the podium, and the brother didn't stand for the pledge, and about 8 black women, after it was a black event, came up to him, and they just wanted to know why. But we had a debate about whether we'd be offended about being corrected in a place like that. But you've had experience, I'm sure, where you've heard more than what you asked for.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, with black people, it's a critique. It's still a dialogue. It ain't no battle. It's not disrespect. But it's just a matter of, when you're going up at an event like this, how do you make sure that you maintain the respect and the reverence for it while also doing humor? And I'm thankful tonight because I have a co-host. So this
Sherry Shepard is
Sherry's
co-hosting. But the other interesting...
He wasn't listening to intro.
Right, clearly. But the other interesting thing is, Roy, that the chair of this year's event is Congresswoman Terry Sewell, and you, my friend, are a son of Alabama. So it is a homecoming to the South.
Terry Sewell used to come on my morning show in Birmingham. And I got to give her props, because
I love that.
she wasn't just coming on when it was time to grab votes and re-election and blah, blah, blah. There's a connection, and I'm going to talk about it tonight before we bring out Fantasia. But, we had a F5 tornado that came through Alabama. A tornado came from Tuscaloosa to Birmingham, killed 50 people, and it hit one of the blackest parts of town super hard. Terry Sewell was in that thing before sunrise, before the Red Cross pulled up. Same night, Fantasia was supposed to have a show. Could have canceled easily.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all had a tornado. I'll come back another time.
Yeah.
Stayed, did the show, donated every penny.
No way.
So,
I love
like,
that.
the connections between, you know, Fantasia and, you know, Congresswoman Sewell and myself, I'm just like, even to be here with y'all, like, y'all don't understand. Like, I don't go nowhere. I don't talk. I don't get around people that I don't rock with. So when I'm in a space where I feel like I don't have to look over my shoulder, I don't have to wonder if this is being recorded for some other duplicitous thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And honestly, working at CNN, and Angela, I might need to talk to you about this, because this has opened up a whole nother can of how the energy that people have towards me simply because of the network that you show. It's a Saturday night. It's jokes.
Yeah, yeah.
And they be like, ha ha, hell.
Yeah.
I get it.
We ain't even premiered yet.
But I'm
No,
not
like,
anywhere near
yeah.
as funny as you. But I do want to know if you can give
Not
us
in the
a
same
little
category.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Andrew.
No, I said not in the same category. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to know if you can give us a little preview of a joke you could potentially tell on stage tonight.
I don't know. Here's what it comes down to. And this is a conversation I had with Sherry. If Biden, how soon until Biden comes in the room before he speaks is kind of the deciding factor. Because I don't know if anyone has been able to look the president in the eyes and go, hey, thank you for what you did. Like, they all did it at the convention in their own way or whatever.
Yeah.
But just to be able to stand on the stage and look at him and just go, you are better than me.
Yeah.
Because if I put in my 2 months notice, I'm not showing up for no more shifts, baby. This is me trying to get you to let me. This is
That's
me telling you
hilarious.
I don't want to come. Please fire me.
That is
Just let me go.
hilarious.
Yeah.
So, you know, to give them props for, because who you know put in their notice and then keep showing up.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I never thought about it like that.
Although Trump did say at the debate he sleep till 4 p.m.
Yeah. he snuck that in. Nobody caught that.
I caught that.
I definitely don't want
But
to.
that's the type of joke, though, that you can only do if he's in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if he comes up after the fact, that's a sucker move.
Yeah.
Right.
I know Sherry is going to, you know, have some conversation with the Divine Nine in the room as well. I think she's going to
love
make
that.
sure they get their time. I'm not a member of the Divine Nine. I did not have the grades. By the time I had the grade, no, I didn't know they needed a 2.5. Boy,
I don't think anybody, we might have had the grades, but none of us are divine.
Yeah, none of us agree.
Isn't that crazy? This is
Yo.
like we defying odds up here.
People always see me and they're like, hey, Soror, and I always have to tell
All
people
this
I'm not Greek.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
better
people
not
always-
claim it, because then you know they quiz you. Them Greeks like to quiz you.
And definitely make sure you don't make any of their sounds or the signs on air.
I worked with somebody who did that.
I just
know,
left
you
it
were
there.
trying to
You
be
tried
nice.
to go
You was
far.
trying
See,
to be nice.
I was above the belt. You're below the
It's a
belt.
non-quotable, y'all. Their sounds are non-quotable.
I want to tell you, Roy, because we texted, but I didn't get a chance to look you in your face and tell you how hilarious you were. I was so honored and privileged to be at your taping. You taped your Hulu special,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It was so, what I loved about your comedy, and I won't give anything away, you guys, please be sure to tune in. I'll let Roy tell you when and where, but I love comedy that makes a point, but also that touches you. You know, and I felt like I was laughing, but I also felt when you talked about connection, I really felt that. So I just want to tell you, I
We
was
don't
so proud
talk
to be there
anymore.
with you.
Like, we
Yeah.
don't interact as a society. Like, we get mad if people call us. Every meeting at your job is on a computer.
Yes.
There's no employees in the stores anymore. I tried to make chit chat on the elevator one time. Never again. You used to be able to talk for 3-4 floors in the hotel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to talk.
Yeah.
So I just, that was what I really wanted to drill in on, because what I noticed in watching my mom, and I talk about her a little bit in the special, is that, you know, my mom is 75. She's been in higher ed since she was 25 years old, still working at a black college in Alabama to this day.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna never quit. And I've always been trying to get my mom to quit her job, not understanding that it wasn't just about work for her. It's about maintaining connection
Yeah.
with the community and with her people. And so seeing how she's active, and, you know, she's had friends that have passed, and you still, like, I hate to say it, next man up, who I need a new friend.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all got a book club? Cool, I'm in.
Yeah.
So the idea of working to make connections, that's something you have to actively do, the same as cardio every morning, the same
Yeah.
as nutrition. So
True.
I just wanted to talk about that a little bit.
You made that point, but you wrapped it beautifully in humor. Like, we were laughing, but we all kind of looked at each other after, like, we felt really connected. Just because I don't want to forget, I want you to tell the people when and where they can catch this special.
Oh, the Hulu special will be out sometime, I think, near the end of the year.
Okay.
I think with the low key, I think Hulu's waiting to see how the election goes to decide because what you expect of me is political.
Yeah.
So, if we are a country in turmoil and riots, then maybe you slide the Roy Wood Jr. special down the calendar a little bit after the riots calm
Do you have a prediction on how you think the election will go?
Yes, riots. I think.
No matter what.
I'm not pro riot. Let me just
I'm
say
asking.
that.
I don't take that part seriously. I don't think they're going to show for him like they once did.
I do not think that Republicans are going to accept the results of this election. I think that Kamala has turned a corner with enough moderates and undecided voters. I think most people at this point that are still undecided, you are intentionally undecided to some degree. This idea that you ain't seen her say nothing about that, go find it.
Yeah.
You find everything
You
else
sound
in your
like
stupid
Tiff.
ass
Y'all are
phone.
definitely friends. Y'all sound like Tiff.
You found everything else in your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go find the policy that you care about and read up on it and make a decision. So I just do not see when Dick Cheney says that he came. Now you notice in the video he never said Kamala or vote for. He just said I'm not voting for Trump.
Yeah.
That's going to be enough for some of them old school Republicans. And maybe they stay home. And even then, in that regard, it's still a vote for Kamala, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think, though, at the rate at which they're locking up Jan 6 offenders, that we're going to have a new January. There's not going to be another storm in the Capitol. Number one, the National Guard going to be there that time, and they're going to put that thigh out on your ass. You come out there acting stupid. But I think Kamala wins, but I think that we'll have another year of Trump lawsuit nonsense and trying to decertify the election. And I think the thing that we really have to look for in this election is the voter intimidation that I hope doesn't happen in a lot of disenfranchised places. And, you started talking about the way they've redrawn all the districts in these battleground states. To me, that's the bigger factor in this election, is whether or not people will be allowed to even go to the polls.
Yeah. It's interesting because there are like these laws in open carry states that, you have like these people guarding the election. And I'm like, I wonder how it would work if a bunch of armed black folks stood out in front of a voting facility in a white neighborhood. Then we just here to observe and make sure things go well. I don't think that'll go too well. I think that's the fastest way to change laws. What I want to shout you out also, Roy, because you are a journalist by training, and you
by degree. I don't want you to. I ain't Lester Holt with it, but I have a degree. I did.
Yes. But so it makes sense to me that you would have a show on CNN, even if it's a comedy show, because I think you bridge those two things beautifully. And I have always been such a fan of yours, but also just consider you a personal friend. So I'm just so proud to see you here hosting a dinner tonight, and proud to see your comedy special, and proud to see your new show premiere on CNN. And it just feels like it's your season. Yeah. And I'm thrilled to celebrate your season.
No.
Y'all are killing it on this damn thing. This has been one of my favorite. You know what's funny? I thought when I left the Daily Show, I'm like, yeah, I'm done with that. I ain't got to be listening to no more politics. I ain't got to keep up. All right, let me go and see what Gillum and them talking about.
Gillum and them.
All right, let me go and download another episode of this. Yeah. All right, let me go and subscribe to this. Subscribe to Native Land and Daily Show, and just keep listening.
We need to cut this as a commercial, right?
Exactly.
Commercial on with you. And Roy, forget the haters, man. The fact that you are bringing to a cable news network, by and large, comedy says so much about who you are, what your record has been, what you've demonstrated. That otherwise pretty conservative network, if I say so, in my limited time having worked with them, would say, you know what, there's room enough to pioneer something new, and so doing and taking this risk, let's find the best out there who can do it.
And I'm thankful for it. And the other beautiful thing about Have I Got News for You is that it's based on a British show that's been on for 35 years.
Wow.
So in the eyes of CNN, it's not a risk. It's just The Office. Let's see what else in Britain we can remix. and you apply it to American politics. It's a quiz show where we don't keep points and no one wins money. And we just talk about the news. It's just questions about the news. So if you like quizzes, if you like the news, it's a simple way to learn about the week that was and infuse a couple of opinions in there. I'm going to get y'all on it. So expect the email.
Although we're very competitive and we like to know who the winner is.
Oh, do you want to tell him who the latest winner was?
The latest winner for really the most thoughtless and thought-unprovoking bet that we accepted was whether or not Trump would
take this victory lap so you see this dress.
Take the bet and debate Kamala.
we
But
said,
he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Take the bet
for a second
for a second
for Vice President Harris and Donald Trump to meet on a debate stage at all. I said that's never going to happen. He'll find every excuse not to show up. And Andrew was with me, and Andrew was like, "No, I think it's going to happen." And so we said, "Let's bet." So Angela has won not one but 2 dinners because she said, no, I bet both of you all. So that doesn't mean that we go out
and
once.
And the bill was so high last night.
We split it.
Consolidate.
It was so high. We want to split it.
That just means y'all got to split another dinner.
Yeah, that's what we said. We said
it's okay. I love you guys. I'm not going to take all your money.
A black-owned restaurant at a black-owned
hotel.
Shout out to Kwame. Shout out to Chef Kwame. Nobody can get a reservation there for months.
Dogon
accommodated us at Dogon. So we were happy.
Y'all can't be running up this man bill. He got a home.
3 children.
I know. Jay, I'm sorry, but he lost the bet. He lost the bet, Jay. He lost the bet.
RJ going to be going over that credit card.
Right. See, I used the one she would get the bill for.
Out here in these streets?
Right.
Jay, it was me. I was greedy. I was very greedy. I ate everything on the menu because I won.
She ordered everything.
Roy, what is your prep time? Like, what are you doing up there? When you leave us and go back to backstage, is there a...
It's so much show tonight that there's not a lot of space. Sherry and I have identified 2 pockets where we can do maybe like 2 to 3 minutes of bits.
Wow.
Everything else is getting the people on the stage,
getting
them honored and keeping it moving so that people can get back to mingling. Because what we also have to remember is that for a lot of our elected officials, this is the first time where they can just come sit and kick back and just on some class reunion.
That's
what
true.
have you been up to this year?
Yeah.
Right.
Type of stuff. So, this is the lowest level of prep I've done this year. I can't wait. This is how chill I am. I'm tempted to have a drink before I present.
Do it.
I absolutely will not. Absolutely
you
will
have
not.
earned it, Roy, if you want. I do want to let the folks know because I don't know if they can see, but behind us, it is a ball. It looks like a Wakanda ball. As Angela said, this is what'd you call it? Wakanda.
Oh, political Wakanda.
Political Wakanda.
Beautiful.
It is a bevy of beautiful black people in floor-length evening gowns. You know how the hair
Tuxedo.
and the tuxedos.
I see my friend Robert Primus, who's
Red
always been known
carpets,
for
Yes,
the
it is
got
every
orange.
member of the Congressional Black Caucus. President Biden will obviously be here tonight. Vice President Harris, or President-elect Harris, if we want to speak it into existence, will be here tonight speaking. Some of the members of the press pool, we've already seen them arrive early, anticipating her arrival. Secret Service is all around us. So I just want to bring you guys into what we're witnessing and experiencing here tonight, because it really is truly a night to make history. This will be the first time that Vice President Harris addresses this crowd as the nominee for the next president of the United States. A dinner hosted by comedian Roy Wood Jr., co-hosted with Sherry Shepard. And it's just a night of beautiful black excellence, and I'm so thrilled to share this evening with my beautiful co-host. Angela got this dress shipped in from Wakanda. It was a 3-week back order, and it's beautiful. Andrew is wearing, it might look black, but he and Roy are wearing the same colors with navy blue and black.
True.
What a beautiful evening to be here with you guys. I feel like all of a sudden we're doing the preview on E before the Oscars.
Yes.
How have you all been in terms of, because I know for the podcast and the prep I imagine you have to do, it's take in all of the bad stuff and then decide what bad stuff we will talk about and what bad stuff we will not. Have you figured out a way yet to only consume what you need in terms of what you want to present to your listeners? Or do you still have to take in every terrible thing? And if so, what's your system? What's your mental health?
This is a really great opportunity to pub a podcast that we did. We did a mini pod where we actually had a battle. Tiff and I have never gotten an argument. We got in an argument that day about whether or not we should put something out. I thought she was saying something she wasn't, but it was like I feel like we need to listen to everything that's happening. It was about Black Trump supporters, and I wanted to hear it because I thought I couldn't even wrap my mind around it, but it was the same thing for me that was like the trigger of the trauma of 2016. So I was like, we have to be aware of this because I was oblivious to it in 2016, and I think Andrew and Tiff, who agreed, were both like, we don't have to go about it this way though. So it was a whole battle, but I think what's good about the battle is there are a lot of folks who have family members who have that same conversation in that same way every time they get together, whether it was a picnic over the summer or if it's about to be Thanksgiving dinner. Hopefully this man, well, I'm trying to be as nonpartisan as possible because it's the foundation, but in my personal capacity, I hope this man doesn't win.
Yeah.
And that's, kind of what we're up against. So we try to figure out every week. I think Tiffany does a good job of challenging us to not sound like every other news network and making sure that we're providing information to our listeners who sometimes don't get those stories. They're below the fold, or they're in the B section or the Z section, meaning they did not get in there. And she will go and find them and make sure that we are talking about those things. So I'm grateful for you, Tiff.
I'm grateful for you guys. And
Andrew.
No,
welcome to my world.
He does this every
I know
time.
where I
He
stand.
knows
I know where I stand with these two.
He gets baby.
But I did want to say this, to be very honest, it has evolved a number of times, and we've only done 40 episodes up to this point, around show format. How do we prepare? And our preparation is very different in between the three of us. And then, if I could be even more honest, our show flow right now is like, what you feeling? What you feeling?
It's organic.
What you feeling?
Like, we don't really plan.
And talk about it.
And every time we do a call before the show just to check in with each other, and we're constantly saying, we're podding, like, don't talk about this. I want the audience to feel like they're in the room with us. And if we, if we are too prepared, then it doesn't work. And as a journalist, obviously, I'm still reading 8-9 papers every morning, so I have not figured out how to only consume what I need. But I just have curiosity about a lot of things. So
I enjoy reading local news. I like reading local papers and local sections, but the problem now is that with the way that local newspapers are being gobbled up by larger outlets, a lot of local stories are the same across multiple cities.
Everywhere. That's right.
So you might have 3 true local stories. I have a friend that's a reporter for Atlanta Journal-Constitution. He was talking to me how they cut down their local reporter pool to an even lower number. And it's like, okay, well, now who do you have covering all of those stories? So it's
real.
It's happening everywhere. That's why your show coming on CNN is so important, because it makes news accessible. Your comedy special, whenever it airs, we're excited about it.
Well, thank you, friend.
And just everything that you have going on, Roy. Your previous pastors have not figured it out yet. I think they lost a gem when they lost you. But I'm just happy that your fans, and there are so many, will get to experience and hear you on an ongoing basis.
Well, every Saturday night, 9 p.m. CNN, streaming next day on Max. We're talking about the news of the week and some of the hole in the wall. And let me also stress, lastly, the show is not just political news. Like, it could be the debate, but also Shannon Sharp was laying pipe on Instagram Live.
Wow, Roy. And on that note, you got a show to prepare for.
I'm just saying, we are covering a range of topics.
Yes.
Let me tell you what you not go see going live on Native Land Pod. Right? Hi, Roy. You're not about to get us in trouble.
Roy, good luck tonight. We're so proud.
Shout out to iHeart Media and Black and Fake Network, Charlemagne.
My mom and daddy about to walk
Roy
up
couldn't
here.
make that joke later, so he gave it to us.
He's like, I gotta throw one out before I go. Molotov cocktail.
And I hope somebody
let me do a Shannon Sharp joke tonight. How you think that'll go?
Oh,
Lord. I'm not.
Let it go. Let it go.
Don't do that.
Dignitaries in there.
Don't do that, Roy. Thank you, Roy.
Well, you can't be walking around by yourself. You got a crowd of people waiting for you up there.
Oh, my gosh. We are thrilled at this time